In the ever-evolving landscape of global politics and economics, nations are continuously reassessing their alliances to secure economic growth and diplomatic leverage. Two of the most significant recent moves have been Cuba and Thailand's decisions to join BRICS, an economic coalition that has become a powerful alternative to Western-dominated financial institutions. While Cuba seeks to break the economic blockade and reduce its dependence on the United States, Thailand aims to expand its economic influence in Southeast Asia and beyond. These strategic decisions mark critical shifts in global power dynamics, redefining international economic cooperation and geopolitical influence. For decades, Cuba has faced economic isolation due to the U.S. embargo, a policy that has deeply affected its financial system, trade, and economic development. Despite temporary relief under the Obama administration, President Donald Trump reinstated harsh sanctions, and the Biden administration's policies did little to alleviate Cuba's economic struggles. Against this backdrop, Cuba's inclusion in BRICS represents a bold move to strengthen its economy, diversify its trade partnerships, and reduce dependence on Western financial systems. Cuba's BRICS membership was strongly backed by Russia and finalized during President Miguel Díaz-Canel's visit to Moscow in May 2024. This development offers Cuba new financial opportunities, including access to the new Development Bank, NDB, which provides low-cost loans and development assistance. By joining BRICS, Cuba can now engage in trade outside the dominance of the US dollar, a significant step towards financial sovereignty. Cuba's economy has been struggling due to sanctions, declining tourism, and energy shortages. The tourism sector, once a cornerstone of the Cuban economy, has suffered immensely, with visitor numbers dropping from 4.6 million in 2018 to only 2.4 million in 2023. Economic stagnation has led to widespread protests, as citizens demand better living conditions and political reforms. With BRICS membership, Cuba gains access to a broader economic network that includes China, Russia, India, and Brazil, some of the world's fastest-growing economies. This could revitalize its tourism sector, boost trade, and secure foreign investments. Furthermore, BRICS provides Cuba with an avenue to bypass U.S. sanctions through alternative banking and trade systems. However, despite these opportunities, Cuba must implement structural economic reforms to maximize the benefits of its BRICS membership. Politically, Cuba's inclusion in BRICS marks a shift in regional power dynamics. The United States has long been the dominant force in the Caribbean, but with BRICS' growing influence, Cuba is now positioned as a strategic counterbalance. Russia, in particular, has expanded its presence in the region, including recent naval deployments in the Caribbean. This growing alignment between Cuba and BRICS nations signals a broader geopolitical shift, with China and Russia gaining influence in America's backyard. Unlike Cuba, which joined BRICS primarily to escape economic sanctions, Thailand's decision to become part of the bloc stems from its ambition to strengthen its economic and geopolitical standing. Thailand, a key player in Southeast Asia, has long maintained a balanced foreign policy, fostering strong ties with both Western and Eastern powers. However, as the global power balance shifts, Thailand sees BRICS as an opportunity to diversify its economic alliances and secure new trade partnerships. Thailand's economy is one of the most industrialized in Southeast Asia, with strong sectors in automotive manufacturing, electronics, and agriculture. Its inclusion in BRICS enhances its access to new markets and financial institutions like the NDB, which funds infrastructure projects in emerging economies. This move is expected to accelerate Thailand's economic growth and strengthen its position as a regional hub for trade and investment. BRICS membership provides Thailand with several economic advantages. First, it opens doors to expanded trade with member nations, particularly China, India, and Brazil, which collectively account for a quarter of the world's GDP. Thailand's strategic location in the heart of Southeast Asia makes it an ideal conduit for trade between BRICS and ASEAN countries. Moreover, access to BRICS financial institutions allows Thailand to secure funding for large-scale infrastructure projects. The country has ambitious plans for expanding its digital economy, improving energy infrastructure, and strengthening supply chains. By aligning with BRICS, Thailand can tap into these resources without relying solely on Western financial institutions. Diplomatically, Thailand's move aligns with its long-standing policy of maintaining neutrality while maximizing economic opportunities. As tensions between the US and China continue to escalate, Thailand's BRICS membership provides an alternative platform for economic cooperation without taking sides in the geopolitical struggle between the two superpowers. This reinforces Thailand's role as a mediator and strategic player in global affairs. While both Cuba and Thailand have joined BRICS, their motivations and expected outcomes differ significantly. Cuba's primary goal is to break free from US economic dominance and sanctions, leveraging BRICS to stabilize its struggling economy. Thailand, on the other hand, sees BRICS as an opportunity to expand its economic reach, solidify trade partnerships, and enhance its regional influence. One common advantage for both countries is access to BRICS alternative financial mechanisms, which reduce their dependence on Western-controlled institutions like the International Monetary Fund, IMF, and World Bank. This move aligns with the broader global trend of emerging economies seeking greater financial independence and reducing reliance on the US dollar. However, challenges remain. For Cuba, the support from BRICS nations, especially China and Russia, may be more symbolic than substantive. Both countries face their own economic and geopolitical challenges, limiting their ability to provide large-scale financial assistance. Without significant internal reforms, Cuba may struggle to fully capitalize on its BRICS membership. Thailand's success within BRICS will depend on how effectively it integrates into the bloc's economic frameworks while maintaining its diplomatic neutrality. Unlike Cuba, Thailand has a relatively stable economy, but its political landscape remains volatile. Its ability to navigate internal political challenges while leveraging BRICS opportunities will determine the long-term success of its membership. Cuba and Thailand's decisions to join BRICS mark significant geopolitical shifts, each driven by distinct motivations and aspirations. For Cuba, BRICS represents a pathway to economic resilience and an escape from decades of US sanctions. Thailand, on the other hand, sees BRICS as an avenue to expand its economic influence and strengthen regional partnerships. Both countries stand to benefit from BRICS' growing economic and political clout. However, their success will largely depend on how effectively they implement economic reforms, leverage trade opportunities, and navigate the evolving global landscape. As BRICS continues to expand and challenge Western-dominated institutions, Cuba and Thailand's membership signals a broader realignment in global geopolitics, one that could reshape international economic cooperation for years to come.